Hello, this is Carl Gallups of Freedom Friday with Carl Gallups. Today is April the 29th, 2014. I had an opportunity to do an interview on the Bill Martinez Live show this morning, and that show broadcast out of Southern California. He is syndicated in over 240 markets around the nation. A part of that show was Bill asking me about the latest update on the Sheriff Arpaio, Mike Zullo investigations and the upcoming conferences resulting from those investigations. So what you will hear in the next few moments is my answer to Bill Martinez. Now, I was just simply recording myself. I was in my home studio when I was giving the interview, so I could not record both sides of the conversation. But Bill Martinez simply asked me to give an update, and you will hear my answer. I wanted the ppsimmons Ministry News and Network folks to be able to hear this answer because it is the very latest, the information that was given to me last night from Mike Zullo. So here is my answer to Bill Martinez Live when he asked me to give this explanation of what is coming next. Well, I'm honored to give you an update. Bill, let me just say, Mike Zullo and I speak quite frequently, and as a matter of fact, as late last night, we were on the phone. In fact, I was driving home from a very lengthy and important meeting, and we contacted each other and had a lengthy discussion with him. So I have the freshest, latest information to give to you and your audience. And first of all, let me just say, I am not, and you know this, but I want your audience to know, I do not claim to be some type of official spokesperson for Sheriff Arpaio and Mike Zullo. It's just that Mike and I are friends. We have been involved in this together for several years now. And he's been on my radio show a lot, and I've been to Washington, D.C. with him and in and out of congressional offices with him. So that's kind of my role in this. But what I'm going to share with you and your audience, I do, of course, have permission to share. And if I misspeak anything, Mike Zullo is the final authority on it. But having said all of that, let me say that back November, December of 2013, January 2014, there were several statements that came out from Zullo, either I think WND and through my radio broadcast and others, that they were shooting, Arpaio and Zullo were shooting for a March 2014 release date or a conference date where they would have a public release of all of the information they have. And remember, Bill, there are two investigations going right now. As a result of this birth certificate fraudulent debacle, more evidence, new evidence came forward that was turned over to the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office and Joe Arpaio to start a separate criminal investigation that is ongoing. So we have two things. We've got the birth certificate investigation, Mike Zullo heading that up under the auspices and authority, of course, of Joe Arpaio. And then we have the criminal investigation. So those two things. Now, here it is April, and people are saying, all right, where's the March release date? Well, here's the thing. This investigation has progressed so powerfully and beyond expectations, is what Mike Zullo was telling me last night. The overwhelming amount of information and evidence that has piled into them since January has been absolutely astounding. Mike Zullo, told me last night, he says, look, Carl, no one wants this information out to the public any more than me and Sheriff Arpaio. I mean, they know what they have. They're sitting on top of this amazing, astounding pile of evidence and information and backed up by criminal investigation. So they're very anxious to get it out. However, it's not going to happen until it's ready, Bill. You understand that. I mean, they get one shot at this. If they mess it up, if they flub it up, then it's over. And this is just too big and too long and too in detail, too in depth to flub up. So they're being very careful with this pile of new evidence and information that has come in. They're going through it. They're verifying it all. There are legal loopholes to jump through, legal logistics to take care of. But the bottom line, Mike Zullo told me last night, he said, Carl, this will happen. It will happen. It will happen sooner than later. It is still, he said, it is beyond universe shattering at this point. He said it's beyond description what they have. It is history making, the evidence and the information they have. So I would say to your audience, Bill, just please keep being patient. The March release date was not hard set in stone. They don't owe anybody any release date. That was just out of the goodness of their hearts, trying to keep people informed, and that was what they were shooting for. I mean, right up to the last week of March, Zullo was telling me that they hoped to be able to release it by the end of March. But as I just said, so much more has come in since then it's got to be told to the public. It's got to come forward that they want to bring it all together, and they want it all correct, and they want it all in its proper legal form. And when it hits the American public, it is going to be, again, I will use the word, universe shattering. That's right. That's right. Exactly. They will have a black and white decision. It either is or it isn't, but the evidence that they're going to present is going to be so overwhelming that I believe something legal will have to happen. It will have to happen, and if it doesn't, then our country's finished. But this is so huge, so big, so universe-shattering that it's something I believe will have to happen. Now, Mike Zullo said last night, he said, Carl, look, when this comes out, the American people will say, this was worth the wait. This was worth the wait. I know people want something now, but all of the guesses that people are making, on the blogs and stuff about what they have they're as profound as some of the guesses are. They're elementary compared to what Arpaio and Zullo really have. I mean, and that's all I can tell you. But it's amazing. It's astounding. It's earth-shattering. It's universe-shattering. It's history-making. And when it comes out, it will have been worth the wait. And so that's it. Arpaio and Zullo. I've talked to Zullo at length about this, and I know my heart. And Mike and I have talked for 2 years. I truly, and Zullo truly, and Arpaio, we don't have a political agenda here. This is about restoring our constitutional republic. This is about returning the rule of law. This is about our nation doing what it's supposed to do constitutionally with its people and with its government. And that's what I want. And if it takes another month or two, if it takes another year or two, I'm okay with that. But it will happen, and it will happen sooner than later. Remember, folks, that Mike Zullo has made it clear that when these conferences are officially and finally scheduled, you will hear about it first at the P.P. Simmons News and Ministry Network. So you'll want to subscribe to our Facebook channel and or this YouTube channel so that you will know exactly when it happens.